Okay, so today I'm going to go ahead and throw together just a short compilation of me training. So it's not actual like training videos, it's just little footage from some of my training, recent training of just where some basic numbers are at going into before I start my TRT. I thought it'd be fun to have that as a comparison, I guess. Not just how the physique changes, but also if there's progressions with the strength as well. I did manage to hit a 405-pound bench press. I actually haven't benched 405, gosh, I think since I was 28, so 8 years. I did try to do it 2 years ago, sometime in 2019, I believe. So just over 2 years ago, because I believe it was 2019. Might have been early 2020, but it was back before all the gyms shut down. And it was my first time ever trying it with a pause. In the past, a couple times that I had attempted it, I had successfully completed it, but I always just hit my chest and press. It was my first time trying to pause my chest and go. I missed it. I was fairly close, but I couldn't get it. And then I've been having shoulder issues for over a year now, where just everything's been so tight. I feel like it's impacted my ability to pose properly. It's impacted at times my ability to get like good lat retraction or contraction, as well as maintaining scapular retraction while I'm doing my pressing movements, and it's negatively impacted my pressing. So it's just been something that I haven't really gone too heavy on. I also used to always start off chest with incline barbell bench. That was forever. I mean, for pretty much since I started bodybuilding, that's been the norm for me. I've been doing a lot more flat bench more recently, just because I felt like the incline barbell bench has bothered my shoulder a little bit more. So I do like start off with flat one day, I start off with incline dumbbells another day. But even the incline dumbbell bothers me a little bit more. So I do avoid a little bit doing the incline work as much. My shoulder, I've been spending the last few weeks trying to do a lot more stretching, which just is something I haven't been good with. More foam rolling of not just like my pec and delt, but also bicep, tricep, lat, trying to get everything in there. And I just started doing a little bit more shoulder rehab type exercises to see if I can get that sorted out. So hopefully that's only going to continue to improve moving forward. But anyway, I hit 405. I was pretty stoked about that. And I decided since I did that, I wanted to go ahead and get a video of my squat and deadlift as well. So squat, I failed at 495, which I will share. But I did the 475, and 475 felt pretty clean. I have squatted more than that in the past, but probably around 8 years ago, I started squatting well below parallel, and it just has felt a lot more comfortable for me. So I don't flirt with parallel anymore. Different people have different thoughts on it, but I personally feel much more comfortable squatting deeper. I don't know if it's necessarily helping with my leg development, but I feel better with it. I feel like everything's well worked. My body feels better. I'm just more comfortable there now. But 475 is where I topped out. I didn't try 485. Maybe I could have gotten it. I felt like 475 felt pretty good. 495, when I attempted it, I lifted my hips. Like I let my chest drop a little bit, and I popped my hips up a little bit, and I just felt like I was loading my lower back a lot more than I wanted to. So I didn't give it very long before I decided to bail out on that. Wasn't interested in, I guess, finding out if that was going to be something that was going to strain me or not. And it wasn't worth it to grind it out. I'm not, I wasn't competing in a powerlifting meet or anything. It was just to have some references, some baselines. I have a video of, this was I think a week or two before I did the bench and the squat, of me deadlifting 585 for 4. It was a touch and go, so it wasn't a dead stop on each one, but at least it was a very clean 585 on that first rep. I tried doing 605 in the same week. It was 2 days after I did the squat. I felt like it just wasn't budging off the ground. I don't know. I'm not used to, I guess, doing 1 rep maxes on really anything. I don't train that way. I think my CNS was just a little bit fried from attempting it, and I wasn't ready to try and lift that heavier weight. I did come in 2 days later after failing at the 605 attempt, which after the 605 attempt I did do, again for a touch and go, but a rep PR at 495 with what I hit 13 reps. And then 2 days later I tried 585 again. I got it for 1, but it was a pretty ugly, grindy one. I don't have a video of that. And then also, I think the week before, I did the squat, bench, and deadlift. So same week that I did the heavy deadlift, I believe. Or maybe it was the week after I did the heavy deadlift. I don't remember exactly. But I did decide to go, I don't want to say max out, but I guess sort of max out on single arm barbell snatch. That's just something that's fun for me, so I thought it'd be fun to kind of include that in the mix, see how that goes. Now, I also took a posing video of just kind of my baseline of where I'm at the moment. Now, I'm maintaining about 205 pounds. My strength is, I think overall, as good as it's ever been. You know, my squat isn't the best it's ever been, but it's not too far off. And my deadlift is better than it's ever been. My bench is as good as it's ever been. I'm sure there's certain movements that I'm better and worse at, but overall I think my strength is in a great place. But my training intensity and training volume has been maybe a little bit, leaving a little bit of something to be desired. My diet has also been kind of okay, not great. For me, okay is about 80 to 85% good. I feel better when I'm eating well all the time. I have ulcerative colitis, and you know, even though being a little bit off with my diet, I don't necessarily feel like it bothers my gut, but I do feel like my energy is better when I'm not eating junk almost ever. Maybe allowing myself cookies once a week or something. That's my vice, is sweets. But even when I'm avoiding those from time to time, and not even making it a weekly thing, I do think that that's when my body feels the best. I have the most energy, my joints feel the best, my strength feels the best, I feel fuller, tighter, just better. Also, I did the posing video. I decided to do it as a comparison of me, I think about 3 weeks out of the last show that I did in 2019, versus me 2 or 3 weeks out from nationals, and then versus me just the other day. So in the first video, they're just going to be all side by side, but in the first video, which is going to be the one when you're looking at the screen, the far left, that one is 2019, me at about 203 pounds morning weight. The middle video is going to be December of this past year, beginning of December of this past year, me at, I think I was around 200, 201, something like that at the time. And then the last one is me at 205. Now you will notice the body composition difference seems substantial, I think at least. I did train before the first 2 videos. I also have body hair in the last video. I do not in the first 2 videos. I think all of that plays a factor, but I do think the other big thing is that I was getting ready for competitions there. So not only am I leaner, but my training intensity was also 100% pretty much every single day. Whether or not I was feeling it, it was headphones in, watch on, making sure I kept tight rest intervals, not taking a lot of time talking, always pushing for the extra rep, just really giving it everything I had in all my workouts. I also was training twice a day at the time for a few weeks each for the first 2 videos. Whereas this current one, I'm just training once a day, and like I said, my intensity hasn't been quite as good. But I did, as of today, Monday the 11th, I believe, April 11th, I did just start a new training program that I wrote out for myself, so I'm trying to get myself back in the groove. I will say too, all of the stuff in here is before I started any of my testosterone replacement, but I did start that middle of last week. So I am today, a few days into that. My weight is still hanging around the same, like 204, 205 in the mornings. Well, about 204 and a half to 205 and a half, and that's been where I've been hanging for a little bit now. I was a little heavier a few weeks back, maybe more around like 207 to 208 in the mornings, but more recently I dropped a couple pounds. I haven't been eating less, but I feel like my body just kind of, sometimes if I maintain calories for a long enough period of time, I start to lose a little bit of weight. I'm not going to adjust the calories just yet. I'm just going to focus on increasing the training intensity, making sure that my diet is more spot on. So getting those calories from primarily good foods, and by primarily I mean like 95% plus, and aiming for 100%, and just seeing, how that impacts everything in combination with the TRT as I go. So this coming weekend will be my first check-in, seeing if I feel anything, about a week and a half at that point into starting. But in the meantime, I just wanted to get this out there, kind of have some content about where I am at the moment, or where I was going into this. So that way there are some baselines. And then, like I said, with that posing video comparison, I just wanted to have some comparisons of, because I am feeling more motivated to eat better and train better and everything. I got licensed as a realtor earlier this year, and was not eating the best while I was doing that, probably eating like 3 meals a day and drinking too much caffeine, not getting enough water, which was impacting my training. I was trying to make sure to go heavy when I got in there, not doing a whole lot of volume to maintain my strength was really my only goal at that point. And then coming out of that, it was starting up with trying to get things rolling with the realty, on top of kind of everything weighing on me, whether or not I was going to be moving forward with the TRT once I had gotten my blood work back. And so there's just been a lot of ups and downs emotionally for me, as well as being distracted by other things and just choosing to prioritize a little bit differently. But I feel good right now. I feel like I'm in a great place. I'm very motivated. So I think I'm probably going to be getting a little bit leaner moving forward, even if I hadn't started the TRT. So that's why I wanted to have some of those other videos just as comparisons. Also, just as a quick point, back in 2019, I felt freaking amazing. Even early 2020, before the gyms and everything had shut down, I felt like that was probably the best I ever felt getting ready for a competition in my life. My strength was probably a little bit better than it is right now. I don't know if like my 1-rep strength was better, but in terms of like what I was able to do for repetitions, and then my work capacity was phenomenally better than it is right now. I do think that I was a little bit fuller, a little bit better at that point. I am interested if maybe, I don't know, my hormones were in a better place at that point, or just if mentally I was in a little bit better place and I was doing a little bit more with what I had. I'd imagine, if anything, maybe it's just kind of been teetering down a little bit with the, colitis and whatever else. But I have no clue. As I mentioned in the past video, I don't have, unfortunately, any numbers prior to last May. Was the first time I've ever gotten anything tested. So that's all I have to go by. But anyway, here's my baselines. So I'm going to see if I can get them as an inlay. I don't know if I can do picture-in-picture stuff. If I can't, they're about to pop up right now. And if I was able to, then I guess this is the end of the video. So that's it.